Incorporated. Today we're going to be talking about a serious subject. That's basically going to be an audio only, so you guys get to look at the carpet for a little bit. Sorry. Anyways, it's going to be a serious subject. A day or so ago, the Michigan governor, a Democrat, signed a bill allowing abortion up to the moment of birth. And, with the depravity that's going on in this country, especially in the Democrat political party, which the Democrat Party is fueled by hell and Satan itself. It's a satanic party. Their ideology is satanic. But we can go on a rant for that. But anyways, and sadly, I don't think it's going to stop at the moment of birth. Years ago there was one scientist, can't remember the guy's name, but he was actually thinking that they should allow abortion, even up to a month after birth. So the depravity is, unfortunately, it only gets worse when you're sucked into a satanic, possession, which this party is. I mean, the depravity never it just continues to get worse. It continues to slide downhill. It continues to slide downhill, and it's nasty. Where to even think about where it's going, but it's not going to stop there, guys. I mean, just be honest. It's not going to stop there, because these people are depraved and satanic, and there's only one direction that they go. You look in history, but anyways, but that's not the subject. It's kind of drawing an interest. What I want to say, what God thinks about human life, because the Bible says in Jeremiah that before you were formed in your mother's womb, I knew you. And when the Bible uses the word knew in this context, he's talking about knowing you as a person. He doesn't know you as a blob of cells or whatever scientific blah 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 that they want to relabel it. Because again, the satanic people are good about relabeling things to dehumanize something that they want to violate. So when they want to go abort a baby, they don't say we're going to abort a baby human. They'll say we're going to abort a fetus or an embryo. So it doesn't sound human, but it is. So that's what they do. They relabel things. To try to make it to dehumanize whatever they're trying to violate. But the Bible says God knows you before He even formed you in the womb. So we us Christian conservatives, Bible believing conservatives, Bible believing Christians, believe that life begins at conception. But the Bible takes it even further. God says He knows you as a person before you were even born. So we can talk about conception. God knew you before you were even conceived. That's what the Bible says. I knew you before you was even formed in your mother's womb. God says I had plans for you. So not only does God recognize that unborn baby as a person, He's also got plans for that life. He's got plans for that life. So He knows you as a person. He's already got plans. He's got the life laid out for that baby before it's even born. So God values that human life that's in the womb. And so it's kind of interesting because I'm going to tie this in with Jesus. In the New Testament, Jesus refers to hell like twice as many times he does about heaven. But one time he was referring to hell, he used the word Gehenna. And Gehenna referred to an actual place, the Valley of Hinnom. I can't pronounce that word. Hinnom. It's basically the valley where the ancient kings of Judah would sacrifice children to a false idol called Molech. And so it's kind of interesting, like the place where the ancient Israelites and the Israelites of this time, of Jesus' time, knew this place. They knew of the Valley of Hinnom. They knew of Gehenna. When Jesus said Gehenna, they knew exactly what he was talking about. And he referred to this place as hell. One of the terms he had for it. He referred to it as hell. As a place where the ancient Judah sacrificed children to this false god, false idol Molech. And so God's value of life, that he actually would refer to a hell as a place where like again, so we go back to the abortion. Now we've this country has basically set up a quote unquote Molech around the abortion. So, and we've already killed 70 million babies, unborn babies, since 1973. To put that in perspective, you take Hitler during World War II, Stalin during the purges and all that stuff in the 19th century, Pol Pot, North Korea, China, almost all the major communist countries that had killed so many of their own people in the 20th century alone. Pol Pot killed 1 million people. Hitler killed about 6 million Jews. And of course, you don't count World War II. He killed more when you count World War II. Stalin killed 20 million of his own people, and we've killed 70 million. So that puts that in perspective. We beat Hitler by 7 times as much. We beat Stalin by at least 3 times as much. To put that in perspective, what we killed in babies alone exceeds what they killed during the communist purges back in the 20th century. And when you think about it, that God values that life, each life, before it's when Jesus would use that term for hell. I mean, it should make you think about the subject of abortion, guys. Church has got a lot of work to do if we're going to really take a stand against this, because this stuff's not going to stop, guys. You may think it's only happening in California or Massachusetts or Illinois, all the Democrat states, but these people that signed that bill in Massachusetts, they're in all 50 states. They're all in all 50 states, and everybody's only one election away from it happening here. So we got a lot of work, guys. God bless. All right, how did I stop this thing?